What's going on, guys? Plastic Beach X3 back here with another One Piece commentary video, and this time it's going to be another round from the Madrid, Spain regionals that happened over the October 6th weekend, OP08 format. It's going to be the final round, so these are the top two players in the tournament. Last round, last best of three. It's going to be Alessio piloting the Black Yellow Luffy strategy against Alejandro, who we saw in the last round, piloting the Nami strategy. Before we get into the game, let's get into the lists. So Alejandro is on, we talked about his list last video, so go check that out if you want to see him again against the Lucci deck. But he's on the 1 Zeph, the 2 Apis, the 1 Bones, the 3 Gloriosa, and the 3 2K counters as like the flex spots. Everything else in the deck is a mandatory 4 of, most likely. And then, let's look at Alessio's Black Yellow Luffy list. So this is the first time I'm seeing this, but it looks decently standard for 4 of the Luffy. 2 Borsalino and 2 Sabos and 2 Ice Age seem to be the tech cards. Otherwise, looks pretty standard. 2 Machina, which sometimes they only play 1. 4 Kuzan, no 10-drop Kuzan, notably. But I never really thought that 10-drop Kuzan was ever necessary anyway. I just feel like Ice Age is generally better. And just like, you know, overall better in every situation rather than like Kuzan. Like Kuzan's probably better in like certain matchups and certain turns. But just in general, Ice Age is probably just better. Yeah. Seems pretty standard. Let's get into the games. We gotta do this at 1.5, please. So Alejandro is going to go first. It looks like he lost the die roll. And he's going to play the Kaya. Gonna ditch the White Snake into something else. I couldn't see what it was. It could have been like a Spada. But Alessio's gonna take the Flampe, take the life, and draw a card. And then play a Garp. Look at top 5 and find probably that 5-drop 8K Luffy. Well, he already has one in hand, so he does one of the little calculating the turns out like Yu-Gi-Oh players do. I'm not making fun of him. It's just funny. And then gonna pass her to Alejandro. Alejandro just going to play this Marguerite and pass turn. Fair enough. Pretty normal Nami play. Alessio, like by far the best, I was about to say, the best opening that Alessio can have against Nami is... Hiyori with Baby Luffy into 5-drop 8K Luffy. That's like by far the best setup you can have. And like as a Nami player, I found that that's generally when you realize that like, okay, this game is heavily unfavored for me. I have to trigger very well the rest of the game and like just be cracked the entire time, make every single right decision just to hope to win this game, because that is like just a backbreaking play. The fact that they can play the 5-drop 8K so early is disgusting, and then that obviously turns on their leader ability, and etc. etc. And all their Rocket Luffys are now live. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. But Alejandro's going to tap 3 for a Sanji's Pilaf. Going to draw 2 cards from the top of his deck. Pass turn. Going to activate the Luffy's ability, trash a card, trash a life, draw a card, and then gets plus 2,000. And there's the Rocket Luffy. So just about everything you could hope to have as the Black Yellow Luffy player into the Nami matchup. Gonna go 6 into life. That'll get a Desert Spada out of Alejandro. We commented last game that Alejandro likes to use these Spadas pretty early and pretty consistently to try and stack, rather than like what I see traditionally other Nami players using Spada as like more of a discard outlet than anything. But I guess fair enough, he does already have an All-Stars, and he would like to rearrange with his Gavel. So pretty unoptimal numbers for Alessio, but that's fine. Like, I would have almost maybe not even swung that turn, but I think it's fair to, like, you know, make him have it. But Alejandro's just gonna activate this Pilaf. See what he does with the rest of the 4 Dawn. Gonna play the Gloriosa, look at top 5. Gonna find a Pilaf, an All-Stars, a Love, a Marguerite, and a Zeph, I think. Gonna take the Marguerite. Fair enough. Not the Love, though. I guess the Marguerite's important for, like, next turn, for sure. And you're just gonna pass there with 3 Dawn standing. So Luffy will be able to activate his ability, his leader ability this turn. Gonna activate the Luffy's ability, trash a life, draw a card. Go up 2,000 for the turn. There's a lot of options Alessio has here. I would say, like, I can't see their hand exactly. I can't tell if they have another baby Luffy in hand. But if that is the case, then likely you're gonna be playing another big Luffy, 8K Luffy. I'm not sure they have it though, because didn't they take the Rocket Luffy off of that first swing and they've already used the Rocket Luffy? Unless they have one in trash, and I don't know. They do take a Sabo though, which is needed. There are some situations where Nami can just, like, swing out on Black Yellow because they forget. Because they forget that you know, their leader is only 5K or something like that, and they just don't leave up a Sabo because they swung with it or something. Like, it does happen, but it's not going to happen to Alessio, of course, because he's a you know, a regional finalist and everything. So he probably will never let that situation occur. But going to Rocket Luffy, the Gloriosa, draw a card, play the little Sabo, play the Sabo blocker. Go up to 9K, or yeah, plus 4 for the turn, for 2 turns. And then gonna drop a Gecko and a Kuzan, swing 9 with the 5-drop 8K Luffy. That'll get a White Snake out of Alejandro's hand, draw a card, go up 6,000 for the turn. And let's see if he has the Gavel to go along with it. He does not. He has the Rubber Band Shooter though. That'll put him at 8, and then 10 with the 2K counter to get out of the 9. And then an 11 going to come his way as well. 11 to 6. He'll take it. No trigger on that first one. Pass turn. So not looking good for Alejandro. You really do need the triggers whenever you they are able to establish this Luffy pretty early. But I mean, it's not like the game's over or anything yet. He has been kind of cracked with the Pilafs. Gonna play a Margaret here, the one he searched last turn. He does have a Kaya, so he can play that. Get this All-Stars out of his hand. Still hold up 5 Dawn. It's not like the worst thing ever. I think he has a Snake Dance in his hand and stuff. Gonna discard the 2K counter and the All-Stars. Pass turn. So gonna go ahead and proc the Luffy ability, go up 2,000 for free, pretty much. Once per turn, get 2,000. Pretty busted card. Alright, I'm gonna play Gecko Moria. Gonna get back the Luffy and the Luffy. I'm assuming going to play Rocket Luffy here. The good thing about them tapping out like this, though, is that they're only going to be able to swing 8k with this, you know, 5-drop 8k Luffy, so that you can perfectly counter out with a +4. Actually going to be able to, oh, they're going to pop both. Okay, fair enough. Draw 2, pop both. So that Snake Dance is just invalidated, and the blocker is also invalidated, of course. And actually going to swing with their Sabo here. I have no clue what just happened, to be honest with you. I'm going to back up. But all of a sudden I see just judges around. Yeah, so this is not the YouTube video doing that buffering thing. That's just literally the clip from Twitch. And then all of a sudden some judges are all around everyone. But he is going to swing 6 with the Sabo. I have no clue what's going on. Okay, 1 sec. Okay, so it looks like he swung, it starts buffering, and then we see a the rubber band shooter in Alejandro's trash, so I'm assuming he countered out. Did not mill a card though for the rubber band shooter. Yeah, I don't really know, to be honest. I don't think he milled a card with the rubber band shooter. Because, once again, the judges are interfering for some reason. I don't know why, but... once again, just as we saw in the Bonnie versus Zoro game, judges. Am I right? And then going to Love Beam, draw a card off of the 8k Luffy swing, and then gonna take the 11, hit the rubber band shooter. I'm gonna draw a card, mill a card, pass turn. Good lord. So yeah, so if he swings 15 here, that means that Alessio only has to go 2k, 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 1k. Don't know how many cards he has in hand, but I'm like, you know, 80% sure that he has 3 2Ks and a 1K in there. Gonna play Gloriosa. I believe he got the Snake Dance. Just gonna pass turn with 4 or 6 up. Gonna start 6 with the Sabo. Gonna get a 2k Sander Sonia out of the hand. Gonna use Luffy's ability. Gonna put 2 down under Luffy leader. Gonna tap 8 for Gecko. And looks like once again going to pop the blocker. And then play a Sabo afterwards. Okay, so finally gonna swing 8 after you know, doing the whole combo. It's gonna get 2 and return. Gonna play the Snake Dance, go +4, return the Gloriosa, and then a 9 swing into Alejandro. Gonna tap 1 for the Giant Gavel, discard the All Stars, mill 2, hitting a Spada and a Bones, and then a 2K to go up to 11 to beat out the 9, and then an 11 swing with the leader. Neither the Sabo nor the Standing Gecko can swing, so this is the last swing of the turn. We do have 3 Dawn up, but we're going to take it anyway and decide if he wants to trigger. Could be a White Snake, could be a... yeah, I think it's just White Snake. No trigger. Unfortunate. So 2 non-trigger cards in life. Gonna play the Marguerite, draw a card. They have Love in hand. Probably counting how likely this Gloriosa is to hit. I'm assuming they have Gloriosa. I could not tell what was in that hand. It was Love and something else. So now they have to ask the judge to come over and count his deck, because that's a rule for some reason. Oh, they let him count. Thank God. They weren't letting him count in the last one. Because Love, Gavel, Love, I think. No. Yes. No. I can't tell. Kaya? No. I think that is Gloriosa. I think he has double Love Gloriosa, or like Snake Dance Love Gloriosa. And he just thinks that his Gloriosa is going to whiff, so he just doesn't play it. Fair enough. Have been through a ton of the Kuja Pirate cards. So now Alessio is going to put 2 Dawn under leader, use the leader ability, gonna play double rocket, or put 2 double Rocket Luffy into life, and then little Luffy, play the Rocket Luffy, pop the Marguerite, draw a card. Now we can start swinging. We're gonna go 9 to start, see what that gets out of Alejandro. It's gonna get a Love Mellow, draw a card, draw a Kaya. It's not a good draw. Well, I mean it is generally, but you know what I mean. And then a 9 swing. Probably just have to take this one. Yeah, you just have to take this one. Hit a rubber band shooter. And then another 9 swing by the Gecko here. I think they drew another Kaya off of that rubber band shooter, which is annoying. I feel like you just have to take this one as well. But you probably lose. Both if you do and if you don't. You just really need to draw 2. No trigger. Yeah, I can't see what the life was. I think he has 5 or 6 cards in deck. So Alessio just reorganized Alejandro's trash. just to see how many spadas. So was Gavel. That's pretty good. I mean, you still die, but it's pretty cool. Yeah, he's looking at how many spadas, Gavels, and of the like there were in there. So then just a big, I don't even know how much the swing is, but yeah, he couldn't get out of it. He couldn't get out of the swing. He was close though. I think he was like 2 or 3 cards off, so maybe that rubber band shooter that potentially did or did not mill, maybe that just didn't matter. So now we're going to go into game 2. Alejandro is, I'm assuming, going to choose second. The judges are shuffling the decks. Alejandro is on his 2-Don turn is going to play this Kaya, draw 2, trash the All-Stars. And the White Snake. Alessio is going to play a Flampe, draw a life, draw a card, swing 7. The old gavel check, and then going to get a 2K and a rubber band shooter from Alejandro, milling the Marguerite. Pass turn. Alejandro will tap 3, I believe, for this peel-off that's been in his hand. Going to draw 2, pass turn. Actually going to start with a 5 here. I'm actually going to take it, okay. Hit the gavel, going to bounce back his own Kaya. Surprised he took that. And then going to play the on-curve 5-drop AK Luffy. Pretty nasty, pretty nasty. Gonna actually proc the effect now, which is interesting. Go down to 2 life. Alejandro's gonna play the Kaya, draw 2, see what they trash. All-Stars and Love Mellow because their hand is just way too big right now. They could get rid of that Spada, but they must, like I said, Alejandro really likes his Spada. Alessio's going to tap 5 for the Rocket Luffy, pop the Kaya, which there was a Snake Dance in Alejandro's hand, so that's pretty good. Swing 7 with the leader. That's going to get the Spada. Look at top 3, and I assume a White Snake afterwards. So they're looking at their top 3. It's Apis, Snake Dance, and White Snake. Could potentially put those on the bottom. I mean, those are pretty bad. I mean, maybe Apis next turn, but yeah, it seems pretty bad. And then going to tap 2 for the White Snake to make leader 6 for the turn, and then obviously the Spada will put it to 8 for the 7K swing. And then going to activate the Luffy, go up to 8K, and then swing 8 into 6. Alejandro will tap 2 for another White Snake, draw a card, and then get rid of an Apis to go up to 9. Pass turn, so Alejandro is going to be sitting on their 8-Don turn. Not much to do in hand. They're just going to pass turn with 8 Don standing. And Alessio is able to proc leader ability this turn. So let's see how they, if and how they do so. Alessio will tap 1 for Flampe, take the life, and then draw a card. Choosing not to use the Luffy ability to draw the card, but rather draw 2 cards. And then going to activate the Luffy ability, go up to 8k, play a Garp. Take the baby Luffy, which is I'm assuming what they needed here in this spot. Just to put either another 5k Luffy on the, or 5-drop 8k Luffy on the field or something. I put 2 down under leader. Gonna actually start 7 at life with the leader. Alejandro will just snake dance, go +4, return nothing, and then gonna get an 8 from the Luffy. That will get a Love, draw a card, because we're now down to 3 after the Love and the snake dance. And Alessio is just gonna hard play this 5-drop 8k Luffy, use leader ability, discard Rocket Luffy, put Rocket Luffy into life, pass turn with 2 life. I would just start 5 at lead. If I'm Nami, why not, you know? But Alejandro is going to tap 3 for the Sanji's Pilaf, draw 2 cards. And then pass turn with 7 Dawn standing. Gonna activate Luffy's ability, trash the Rocket Luffy, draw a card, and then activate the other Luffy's ability, trash the Rocket Luffy, draw a card. Okay, so gonna start with, so then put 2 under leader, then swing 9 with one of the Luffy's. Alejandro will play Gavel, discard a Marguerite. Mill 2, go +4, and then tap 1 for the Rubber Band Shooter. Mill 1, go up to 11. Another 9, oh no, 10 this time from the other Luffy. That'll get a Love Mellow, draw a card, draw a Gloriosa. And then I'm assuming the Snake Dance for nothing. Well, +4, but nothing else. Then gonna activate Luffy leader ability, going to put a Sabo on the bottom and Rocket Luffy on the top, tap 2 for another baby Luffy effect, play the Rocket Luffy, and then play baby Sabo effect, play the Sabo, draw 2, trash 2, go up to 9k leader. Then I'm going to go 11 into life with only 1 Dawn standing, so that's going to hit no trigger. Busted. Alejandro will tap 3 for another Marguerite, draw a card. Tap 1 for Gloriosa, look at top 5. Take the Snake Dance. Deck's looking a little small, but not small enough to defeat this board, I feel like. Yeah, especially when the only cards in hand are double Snake Dance. Zeph, and the one drop, the rubber band shooter. So it's not looking good. Gonna activate double Luffy ability, go up to 8k on both of them. I imagine you just block any swing here so that the Rocket Luffy can't kill the Marguerite. So gonna start 6 with the Rocket Luffy. Of course the Margaret's just gonna get popped after this, but it is like a free 1-drop event. Yeah, you just block with the Margaret, kinda have to, and then they're gonna pop the Gloriosa. So now your Snake Dance, both your Snake Dance in hand are just dead. Well, obviously the 4k counter, but gonna put 2 down under Luffy. Actually gonna swing 6 with Garp for the rubber band shooter and Milisanji's Pilaf. Another 6 into life with the Sabo. So like I said in the Lucci game, like you just never want to give values to the white snakes. That's why Alessio keeps swinging 6, 6, 6 over and over again. And then gonna go 9 with both Luffy's. Gonna take 1. Dude, he's had no triggers. No triggers the whole time. Maybe the first one was like a rubber band shooter or something, but like other than that, no triggers. And Black Yellow Luffy is just a matchup where you're just going to have to trigger well. That's just kind of the nature of the matchup. Which is not usually a problem. You know what I mean? He actually doesn't take his last life here. Try and live another turn if possible. It's pretty much his only out. Gonna play a Kaya. Draw 2, trash the All-Stars, and the... another Kaya. Just because the last 2 cards in hand are Marguerite and Gavel. You just have to have those in hand to win. Have like any chance of winning. But it's just not looking good now. Especially after having to ditch the Kaya. Had to mill a Pilaf earlier, past turn. So Alessio's going to do the whole song and dance, going to put all the dice on his Luffy's. Two down under leader. Going to swing 9 at life with the Luffy. You just have to take it. No trigger once again. Kind of insane, to be honest. Kind of super unlucky. I just want to see Nami win one big tournament. Well, I guess it has won one big tournament. I mean an OP08. They're going to go 9. He's going to get a White Snake and a Gavel, I assume. Ditching the All-Star. Dude, he drew All-Stars over and over and over. And then a 6 is going to get out the last card in hand. A 6, block, and a 7 for game. So Alessio's going to win the whole regional. Congratulations to the champion. Let's look at the deck list one more time before we end out the video. So this is Alessio's first place Black Yellow Luffy deck. As you can see, pretty consistent, pretty standard. I'm assuming his motto going into this was just, keep it low to the ground, keep it consistent. And because you're going to be playing a lot of rounds during the day, you want to see, and a lot of best 2 out of 3s if you make it to top cuts, so you kind of just want to see the same cards over and over. No need to bug out with tech cards and whatnot. And then also congratulations to Alejandro for the Nami deck. Also kind of similar thing, not a lot of tech cards. Maybe, this also just replaces the hanger, which everyone's on. But otherwise, everything's pretty standard. Maybe the one Daz Bones we could talk about, but yeah, so pretty low to the ground, pretty standard. Not a lot of tech, but it does the job well, so obviously. But either way, GG's to all those guys. Make sure to subscribe to Plastic Beach X3 for more One Piece videos, and peace out.